the drama. I wanted to just pick your brain. Not too long. We won't get into it heavily, but I've been dying to speak about this with someone because my wife and I saw it on Tuesday. Overall thoughts. What did you think about Zendaya and Robert Pattinson's The Drama?
So are we doing spoilers or no?
I'm gonna answer it with this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yay, let's get it.
If you did not see it, we will leave this spoiler on the bottom. We do not want to ruin it for you, even though the twist was leaked and ruined for me, but how it played out was not, and we don't want to ruin that for you. So we will leave this on the bottom. Go ahead and mute it, and then come back when this bad boy is gone. All right, you've been warned. Kenny, how did you feel about the movie?
So thankfully, it wasn't actually spoiled for me. I watched one trailer a couple months ago, and I basically forgot what the trailer was too. So I just walked in today. Actually, I walked in like 10:30 a.m. this morning to the theater, fully unaware of what this movie was about. I knew Zendaya and Robert Pattinson's characters were married, and they were having drama.
Hold on.
That was about it.
Gotta get this back. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, go ahead.
So that was about it. That's all I knew going in. So I actually called a friend right after I got out of the movie, and the first thing I said to him was like, honestly, I feel like the idea, the very concept that you would be upset with me for locking a child in a closet for days on end while people search for him, it is incredibly ridiculous when you thought about a school shooting.
Like, it's way worse. It's way worse.
How's my actual action worse than what you thought about? Yo,
He's like, he was slow. You said he was slow. I love that part.
You said it yourself. You did this. So anyway,
hilarious.
I love this movie. I thought it was a great conversation on the hypocrisy of human beings. I thought it was a great conversation on just this general idea of how we hold people to standards that we will never meet, and how things that have how people take on, let's say, causes that quite literally have nothing to do with them. Not saying that taking up a cause for a community that's not your own isn't a good thing, but what I am saying is, I had a cousin who was shot, so how could you think about doing that? That has nothing to do with you. This isn't your issue. So
it's very Karen.
Yeah,
it's Karenisms. Like, it's
very Karen. It was the most Karen thing I've quite literally ever seen. And then for her, the way that the story develops and we get deeper into these characters, I was really enjoying the depth of the flaws of all of these characters. And I have not a hot take. I don't think it's a hot take at all. I think you guys pretty much probably know what my take is based on how I started this conversation. So what? Like, Zendaya, like, she thought about doing something. Maybe she was like close to like maybe committing an atrocity. I mean, that's not to say that that's not a big deal, but at the same time, she was 30 years old in this movie. This had to be 15 years ago. She considered it. She didn't do it. And now you're crusading around like she did do it. And the whole time I'm like, at the end of the day, like, what are we talking about? So, not the movie itself, but the pearl clutching of the characters around her. The characters who quite literally all shared horrendous things that they did. Even when you think, I'm going to let you talk, I've been filibustering. Even when you think about like how they swept over Robert Pattinson's character, saying, "Oh, I cyber." Move away.
You froze again.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, even the idea that they swept under the rug that Robert Pattinson's character cyberbullied someone so bad that they actually had to move away. And it's kind of like, I mean, who's to say it was actually you? It was like all of this is kind of like, clearly Zendaya is the person who you guys are pointing to. All of you guys actually did it. Putting your significant other in front of the dog so that it doesn't bite you. All you guys actually did it. And Zendaya is the person that you're appalled at? Insanity. But that's human beings.
Something you actually just popped into my head. You know, Zendaya kind of like was brought into this world of like Robert Pattinson and honestly, besides his one black friend, it's like pretty white. You know what I mean? Do you think the director and writer of this, it's the same person, Kristoffer Borgli, do you think that he purposely made Rachel, the Karen one who locked the person, that her husband is black so that, because if it was white, it would seem like they're just ganging up on the one black person in the group. Do you think it was a conscious decision that it was made to make Rachel's husband the aggressor, honestly, in the situation? She was extremely aggressive. Like, I'm not going, I'm not doing this. Do you think it was a conscious decision to make her husband black so that people weren't saying, oh, this is a race thing, they're ganging up on her because it's easier because it's the one black person in the group?
So I think that there's nuance to that. The nuance being, there's a few pieces of nuance here, right? The first piece being that even with Rachel maybe not feeling this way about Zendaya because she's black, she still showed a level of ignorance when she said, oh, my husband, he might grow up around gun violence all the time. He's like, what are you talking about?
100%. Yeah.
I did not. Like, what are you talking about? So there's that there. Right?
That's the level. Yep.
Yeah. But the other piece of nuance too is that when you actually look at the relationships between everybody, you kind of see that Rachel is not actually friends with Zendaya. She's the Robert Pattinson's friend's wife. She's not Zendaya's friend at all. As a matter of fact, at the wedding, she says, "Don't you have any friends?" Like, this is like a very big, like, a flag to say. Also, we treat people who we don't know way differently than we treat people who we do know, with much more vitriol. You see it on the internet all the time. The people who you lambaste and drag through the mud, even if they have done something that's not favorable, that those conversations and those reactions are way worse than when your uncle, aunt, cousin, or brother does it, right? So one of the things that really highlighted this and highlighted it not only in the Rachel, but also highlighted in Zendaya, was when they found out the DJ was doing heroin. They treated her way worse than they would treat anyone who they actually knew. So all of them had these flaws and this nuance and stuff like that. But I do believe Rachel does have a blinder or racial component that she actually believes about black people. And at the same time, 100%. I'm not entirely sure that specifically applied to Zendaya in this moment. I think she was just an ass towards Zendaya. I'm sorry, I cursed. Yeah, that
Kenny. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's a really good point. It only popped into my head while I was, because when you're in the movie, to be honest, you are so pulled in that you're not thinking like, oh, they're being racist to her. Like, it doesn't really compute. And then when you take a step back and you look at Rachel as a character, the ignorance of her, there's so many, like you were saying, levels. There's so many levels to her ignorance. To even the person that she's married to, there is a level of ignorance. And so it was kind of crazy to see the layers of the movie kind of pull you in a way where, like, you are so on the edge of your seat, like what's going to happen next, that it takes some time to like sit with these themes and take a step back and really understand like what is going on. Even like you really hit the nail on the head. Like, even when it came down to like catching the DJ, like doing heroin, at first it felt like such a random thing, but the symbolism of the the judgment and the accusation and the punishment of firing her for it, it's all a metaphor for cancel culture, which is really what this movie is about. A big theme of it is the cancel culture that we live in today, where we are so quick to judge people and cancel them. We don't ask any questions. Rachel didn't say, tell me more. Were you bullied? Like, were you great? Like, there was moments where she said, oh, like, she was so caught off guard and she was drunk. Zendaya at the time, she was like, oh, like, someone said this to me about my hair or hit my books out of my hand, like something like that. But Rachel never was like, let me like understand this more. Let me understand like where she was at, moving to a new school. There was no questions. It was all judgment and no curiosity. And that is a very dangerous line that our society keeps crossing time and time again. No, all judgment, no curiosity, and no questions, and no full understanding. And that was really what?
Zero nuance. There's no nuance.
Zero nuance. No, it's black and white, and you can't be gray because that doesn't work in the narrative that we're trying to say here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I found that really fascinating. I thought he did that, Kristoffer, in such a great way. And the two leads, I mean, these guys are going to be in 3 movies this year. To start it off with this movie in this way, I'm just so excited to see them on screen again and again, because the way Robert Pattinson, or should I say Penzea, I'll make that one up. The way that they played it, it was like acting at its highest form. Like,
I agree.
Like time and time again, Robert Pattinson keeps never getting like the love that he deserves for how good of an actor he is. Like, he, in my opinion, like everyone's like, oh, Chalamet. I'm like, bro, Robert Pattinson is the one right now we need to pay attention to.
I think they're both talented. I do think Robert Pattinson doesn't get nearly as much love as he should. And honestly, I agree with you. This performance by Pattinson, to me, is better than anything that Chalamet did in the movie that he was nominated
for.
Marty Supreme, which was not a bad movie. I'm not saying that at all.
No, however, I didn't love it, but I thought his performance didn't love it either.
Good. It's not terrible. I don't understand what the hype behind it was.
I don't either, and my wife did not like it. But let me ask you, because this is the way this stuff works.
Right.
What are the chances of Robert Pattinson getting nominated for this role? Realistically,
I think it's very minimal, because very slim for a few reasons. One, it's A24. Not a lot of people are going to see this movie. Hopefully more people than normal do, because it's actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
Third
just to chime in there, third highest grossing opening for A24 movie in their production history. So
I love that. Yeah.
No. We'll see how it goes, but great opening. Just to add to what you're saying, great opening.
Awesome. I want people to see this. It's really good. I want people to see this without knowing anything going in. But it's April. The movie is so early in the year. By the end of the year, will the voters remember this particular movie? I know me and you will remember this movie because it has such an impact. But that's one of the things. Even last year, I felt like a much bigger movie by every metric. Sinners. I was like, I don't know if it's going to be nominated next year,
right? Because it came out in March.
March. So I was like, man, this is really early.
I know. I'm sorry. April. It came out right the day. It came out the day before me and Erica's birthday.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
So we saw it as the start of our birthday celebration. I was like, we need to see this in theaters to start off because Thursday opening night. I was like, let's go. I'm so excited. Yeah, it was great. And then we went to Napa. So I was playing the soundtrack. I know this is so ADD. We were playing the soundtrack to the movie the whole time. So I was like,
nice.
For the first time in a long time, you know, it's like, oh my God, I'm crying like in Napa.
Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
You don't what? You don't
My
like it?
favorite song is Rocky Road to Dublin. Okay, Rocky Road to Dublin is my favorite song on That's my jam.
I mean, I do work with a woman from Ireland, and I was just telling her about the movie because she's not a big movie person. And I was like, but the respect that they do pay towards Irish culture is actually like Ryan Coogler did his homework. Like he really honored it in a way for a genre movie that most directors would not do. Sorry to cut you off.
No, totally agree. Introduced the history, gave it a meaningful backstory, gave Remington a meaningful backstory, never demonized the history.
Oh, yeah.
It just was what it was. Like, this is the reason why I'm doing this. Okay, I get it. I don't like what you're doing, but I understand it.
I understand it. It's so far from the drama. We're so far from the drama right now. You know what? Do you mind? I don't want to alienate any people that do it. Do you think we could finish up the drama without spoiling it? If I take this bad boy down, we can do it. I've just noticed in the beginning when I'm like, spoiler discussion, people are like, bye. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, they're gone.
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to take this down. We're going to finish up the drama discussion without spoiling anything, but I'm trying to think if there's anything I wanted to say before I take it down.
Yeah, I feel like I had one other thing, but I
let me keep it up. Let me keep it up for a second until it pops into your head, because I don't want to rush you off this topic, because it was just, I'll just say this back to the acting portion of it.
Okay, yeah, I remember now.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, it actually has nothing, actually does have something to do with this movie, but it's not spoilerific at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to generally talk about Zendaya's choices and how I love Zendaya's choices and the roles that she's taken over the past couple years.
Okay. Should I take it down?
Yeah, you can take it down for sure. Yeah.
All right. We're talking about the drama without spoilers, you guys, and then we will move into some geeky things. But I want to hear this because I guarantee I totally agree. And I'm like, Euphoria drops tonight, season 3. I can't wait to watch that. But I am getting like a healthy obsession with Zendaya's acting that like I really think she is one of them ones, and we are seeing like the rumblings of like what's up? Go ahead. You got it.
I had no idea Euphoria was dropping tonight.
Are you serious?
I had no idea. I can't wait to watch it because I've watched all of it. I had no idea it dropped in. I was like, oh, wait, what? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, her shoulders are just really hurting because she carried that series, and there is great actors like Jacob, even Maud Apatow, Angus, Cloud, R.I.P. Oakland. They're great, but I'm sorry, like she is on another level, and we put it off for so long, and then the pandemic, we got into the whole thing, and I'm so
I'm hoping they do like a 10-minute, like a 5 to 10 minute, like here's what happened before, because I remember. I may not remember fully.
we did a rewatch not too long ago to get ready. But let me know how's Zendaya doing right now in her career. Tell me a little bit about Zendaya, what you're thinking.
Honestly, so one of the things I'm most impressed by with Zendaya is that typically when you see pop culture stars, because she's not just an actor, she's a pop culture star, right? Especially with young people, with young women, with young men. She's like this darling star, right?
Yeah.
Typically, you don't see them in the types of roles that she takes, right? She's not taking any kind of safe role.
You're frozen.
You back? Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
Unless we're not seeing her in any kind of safe roles at all, unless she wants to do like Spider-Man movie, right? Which I wouldn't
Right.
even call safe. Like she put herself out there by doing that, and she made bank off that, right? And she met her husband off that, right? So
It's
so
beautiful.
she
Yeah.
she won in all kinds of fashion. But when you
Yeah.
look at when you look at Malcolm and Marie, when you look at Challengers, now when you look at
I
this movie
love
that we're
Challengers.
talking about right
Dune.
now,
Dune.
Dune,
Even
Dune
Dune.
Part 1 and 2, right? Because
Yeah.
she was a mirage in Part 1. So so Part 2, like she did really well in that as Chani. So when you look at the roles that she's taken, she's not taking these safe poppy like pop
Mm-mm.
culture roles or what have you. She's literally taking these, no pun intended, challenging roles where she gets
Yeah.
to show a range of humanity. There's another actress from Euphoria who has taken some challenging roles, but
He does.
maybe seen as someone who is like, oh, you're staying within your wheelhouse. That's interesting. So, but when you talk about Zendaya, she's actually like really stretching, right? And I think that she succeeded in
Fearless.
everything that she's done.
Fearless.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think I just want to see this pair more because I
I
think
agree.
Zendaya is in this groove where it's these mature, more adult roles. And, of course, it kicked off with Challengers in a big bad way.
Yep.
Mostly, Malcolm and Marie, but a lot of people didn't see that. It's very contained, very pandemic. I think
Hmm.
Challengers really like was her coming out party of like, I'm a woman. I will be doing women roles for now on.
Right.
And I'm gonna show you what I got in a big bad way. And
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see it because I truly believe she is like the Julia Roberts of this coming generation, where it's like she gonna be vying for some Oscars at some
Oh,
point, time and
absolutely.
time again, for very complex roles. And the one that will do it will be Ryan Coogler directing and writing, starring Zendaya. I said it here.
That would be dope.
Mark my words. There's a thing with people from Oakland where it's like, even if you ever met, you're like family. There's a different
Hmm.
language, there's a different way you move in the world, and you can see the similarities with how Ryan and Zendaya move, where it's like these are big time, talented as all heck
Yeah.
people, and they don't act like it. They they are so down to earth,
Down to earth.
so
Yep.
about family, about
Hmm.
culture, about being real, that it's like it's such a fresh of breath air to see these rising stars from the Bay. I know I'm
Yep.
biased, from the
Of course.
Bay, but but
Hmm.
but the proof is in the pudding. And so I totally agree. I think this is just the beginning of this new era of Zendaya. And if the drama is an indicator, we are in for one of the best careers of an actress that we are going to
Oh,
see.
for sure.
And she's only getting started, and that's
Yeah.
insane. And so, man, to just close it out, I think people need to see this movie in theaters. I went to the
Agreed.
theater on a Tuesday. It was packed to the gills. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the drama, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson. This is a movie you want to experience with everyone. It's not the action, the Marvel, the DC,
Right. Right.
Superman ain't flying over. It's about human emotions. It's about the world we live in today, and you want to see it with people around you to feel what you're feeling. It puts you on the edge of your seat, and it's cringe in all the best ways because you just want to know, like, how is this going to end? And that's one
Yep.
of the best experience you could ask for in a theater.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where it paid off everything that it set up. There was no like loose ends by the end. I really enjoyed
Yes.
how they set up actions and
Yep.
consequences throughout the movie, and I really enjoyed it. Also, like you were saying, this is my favorite
favorite type of movie in
I
the
always
theater?
freeze. So yeah, this is my favorite
I
type
was
of
trying to
movie in
finish your
general.
sentence.
Because I love my Speed, my Lion King, my Marvel movies.
Yeah.
But what I love more than all of those are When Harry Met Sally, Forrest Gump, uh, uh, A Time to Kill. Like these very human dramas are what
Mhm.
intrigue me the most, and that's what
Yeah.
made me fall in love with movies. And this is just another example of that. Like me and Zach talk about it all the time. I love movies about human beings, stories
Same.
about
Same.
humans. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah. So I don't think I need to
We
explain it any further.
we
But yeah,
need
this
we
is
need
my
to be
jam.
put under a microscope. We need to be
Right.
put under a microscope and just be shown like this is the society that we live in, like for good or bad. This is
Yep.
what it looks like, and we need to look at it in a certain light in order to understand what's going on with the world, what kind of people there are, your neighbors, most likely. You never know, but this is the world that we live in. And if it's uncomfortable for you, then it's doing its job because
Right.
it's supposed to be uncomfortable because it's supposed to hit home in a lot of ways. And that's what the
Yep.
drama does. So let us know what you guys think. Did you
Let us
see the
know.
drama? And are you okay with being put under the microscope and being, a little bit closer to really what cancel culture looks like today? And if not, get to the theater, go see the movie, and drop a comment below and let us know what you guys think.